welcome back for game 2. It's currently 1-0 to Team Enclave. Swapped sides this time. So, yeah, get into game 2. First game was nearly always in favour of Team Enclave, but there was that chance for Untouchables. They did manage to pull it back to quite even. It was about 4k advantage for Team Enclave at the lowest point when they got going, obviously. 0 would be the lowest point. But yeah, once they managed to get quite a few good kills, very good team fight in middle. They managed to get that a few times actually. They banned out 2 heroes from last game, the Slardar and the Ember Spirit. Just not wanting to play against either. The Slardar, very, very good. The amount of damage that gets put out from them is just crazy. The blink stun and then just being able to remove 20 armor on a 5-second cooldown is just crazy. Until late game, that's always going to put you in negative. And they pick up Bane first. Interesting first pick. Enclave go for that Tusk. The Tusk was not banned, so they managed to pick it up, and they go for the Windrunner, who was also banned last game. That'll be the mid laner most likely, and Tusk will probably be a 4th position. He can go offlane, but you tend to go for the roaming Tusk nowadays. He doesn't need much farm, just a little bit of levels. It's not all about his right click. He used to be sort of shadow blading about and sometimes even going for Battle Fury to couple up with his ultimate, because of the amount of damage that it did to that single target. The amount of cleave damage was huge, but not really picked anymore. It just, he tends to be a 4 position, so more utility than carry. And Untouchables actually pick up both of their supports straight away, the Bane and the Dazzle. At least one very defensive support in the Dazzle. The Bane has that very hard single target lockdown. He tends to win lanes quite strongly as well because of the Brain Sap and the Enfeeble. To make sure that I'm so
10 seconds remaining.
We'll see what they end up going for their carry. The Bane does allow a lot of different things. The SF is still in, so if they want to go the SF middle, Bane ultimate onto SF is almost a guaranteed kill, almost all the way through the game. So you don't need to use them up and time it, you can just stand on top of them.
10 seconds remaining.
Winter Wyvern gets banned out, so I don't know if Team Enclave were thinking that Bane would be an offlane or something. It looks like they've already got their supports. AA gets banned out. Maybe that's why they banned Wyvern. Maybe they thought that because of the AA ban they were going to go for the Wyvern, but I think that would be a little bit too squishy, not enough into the late, especially when you've got a Tusk. They ban out the Night Stalker this time. Which, yeah. He gave them all that vision, very useful. And then they ban out the Huskar. Huskar with Dazzle is horrible to play against, so they maybe thought they were going to go for some cheese. Could smell it off.
seconds remaining.
So yeah, we'll see what Team Enclave go for. They've still got their carry and probably an offlane, I would think, to go for as well. They can always go for the... I don't know, they could go straight into sort of more late game, especially when you've got so very defensive supports, the Bane and the Dazzle. Like, Bane has the opportunity to go to... Oh wow, they go Beastmaster. He's probably going to be the offlane, I would think. He gives you the vision, so they already they took out the Night Stalker, but the Beastmaster gives you that vision as well with the Hawk. The Roar as well, instant lockdown. Should be able to stop the Bane at any point. They have the Shackle as well. Bane has to stand still using his ultimate, so it's very easy to land a Shackle on him. Tusk has the Snowball as well. They have lots of ways to stop the Bane ultimate. Beastmaster is very annoying to play against.
Reserve time.
Untouchables already taking a lot out of their reserve time. We've got 50 seconds left. It's still a relatively long time, but having already picked up both their supports, they now know that any pick that they do choose can be sort of blocked out and counterpicked from the other side. They have that BKB lockdown from the Beastmaster, which is very good against the Gyrocopter. But they still confirm anyway. As is from last time, he's just comes online very, very quickly. The problem was he was in a sort of aggro try, but a very defensive sort of... It was a bit weird. So he was... he didn't have that many levels. The Ember Spirit was out leveling him, and the Slardar was out leveling him. Everyone else was. So hopefully this time, with the Bane and the Dazzle, Bane and Dazzle can definitely zone. If the Beastmaster is the person, then they can zone the Beastmaster out. Tusk could be. Tusk's quite good offlaner just because of the fact that you can use the Ice Shards. He can get his farm. I don't know why his name's Tentacle Surprise. And they go for the Venge. Probably a support Venge, but could also be the carry Venge. Be a bit odd carry Venge against the Gyro. Gives a lot of damage over to the Windrunner with the Vengeance Aura, but you can get that especially even if you're just a support. Single target lockdown, again good against the Bane. Two ways of taking out the Fiend's Grip.
5 seconds
But Bane's very good against the Windrunner. If you can catch her, instant use Windrun, just Nightmare. Wait for it to run out. They're already 20 seconds left on their reserve time. And they've got their carry. They've picked up a Queen of Pain. So Queen of Pain against Windrunner. Sort of half and half relief. Just depends on the individual play. Queen of Pain does have that. Does have the fact that she can blink and everything, but the Windrunner does have the longer range nuke.
5 seconds remaining.
I think it's a bit of a higher base damage.
Reserve time.
Not entirely too sure, but Queen of Pain will be able to rotate quicker. Broodmother actually gets banned out.
Team ban.
Maybe they thought they were going to take the Brood off. Offlane wise, they've not got too much left. They do need something that will bring a little bit of tank. They could go with, I don't know, Tidehunter, even?
5 seconds remaining.
Could be good with the Gyrocopter. Lots of big ultimates. They ban out the AM. Safe lane for Team Enclave. They need something that can go up against the Gyrocopter, something good against the Queen of Pain. But it looks like they're actually just going to go for very mid-orientated. Vengeful Spirit doesn't really scale too well. The Vengeance Aura does scale well, because percentage damage bonus is very good the whole way through the game. But it's not as good to start off with. But the problem is the Magic Missile doesn't scale well. The damage does, but it's the stun that you're really wanting when it gets later. And 10 seconds for a 1.75 second stun is not really good. 6 armor reduction, that's not bad. But
10 seconds remaining.
they just need a hard farm. They could go for the Juggernaut, or they go for the Spectre actually. I was thinking about a Spectre, but it doesn't come online as quick unless they go for the Fighting Spectre builds, going for the Phase Boots and the Drum. Just go very quick. You can go for the treads in the Drum as well, not just completely rushing out the Radiance. Although I guess they'll just want to see how the game goes. But here you want an offlaner that can stop the Spectre from farming. You could get Darks here. They'd end up going for the Tidehunter. As I was saying before, because he gives a bit of tank ability. He just allows you to really do a bit of a fight. I do like seeing a Tide. I don't like playing Tide. He's pretty much just a blink and R, but he does allow for some very good team fights. Tusk actually picking up an Orb of Venom first, so he's and a smoke. And there's a lot of pings coming out for this jungle. I don't know if they're just going to try and get the Beastmaster to block out the camp. I think they're wanting to get one on the magic bush. They're actually going for what looks like a 5-man into this top rune. And if they catch wind of this, then they'll just go for the bottom rune. Already the Windrunner is going bottom, so it'll probably just be one apiece. The Venge has seen the Bane and the Queen of Pain, so they'll just dodge this. There shouldn't be any fighting going on. They will block out the pull camp though, which will help the Tidehunter out quite a bit. They'll want to get somebody in stacking these Ancients as well, because with a Venge and a Tusk, the Tidehunter will be taking quite a bit of harass. But the fact is they blocked out both of the camps. 2 sentry wards used for the blocks, and the Spectre picks... oh wow! The Spectre picking up the top rune. I got actually really confused. The Spectre and the Venge, the weapon looks oddly similar. Sort of same colouring. Not too not too big at that. I thought it was the Venge running up. Well, they go again for this slightly aggressive tri-lane. It's a little bit more aggressive than last time. They can get the Nightmare into Rocket Barrage. The Dazzle does allow them to sustain a little bit more with Shadow Wave, and they can get a lot more damage, especially against the Spectre, because she's melee and has to come up close for that CS. And when she does, has 3 armor, but you're taking a lot of damage from this Shadow Wave. But on the other hand, they're going into this middle lane against the Queen of Pain. Oh wow, taking a lot of damage here already. Under half health, 200, and only has the 2 pulled tangos. It's almost at her bottle though. And they seem to just be deciding to go for the dual lanes here. Spectre is going to TP down bottom, try and dodge this, go up against the Tidehunter. And it looks like they're just going to rotate everyone over here. The Beastmaster, they're just going to keep it going as dual lane. And just soak some XP. The Tidehunter is still very good against a melee core. And yep, they end up rotating the Bane in. Once he hits level 2, you might want to actually get some Enfeeble in, because if you can put an Enfeeble on after getting the Anchor Smash on the Spectre, there's absolutely nothing. There's no damage in this Spectre. She will pretty much be healing you with each right click. Oh, and I missed First Blood from the Beastmaster. Sorry about that. Getting it on the Dazzle. Dazzle just using Shadow Wave. Didn't actually use his Shallow Grave, but it seems the Snowball Ice Shards combo was too good. So that lane, it being dual lanes now, definitely is better for the Dire side. The Beastmaster does tend to want to get his levels. He wants to get his 6 up as quick as possible, but he's already level 3, 3 minutes, a minute. A level a minute is pretty good. Tidehunter is also level 3, he's gonna just keep it going. And they used Observer Wards actually to block out these camps. They'll last a lot longer, but sentries are a little bit more useful for those because you don't just give up vision. Like this one allows you to see this tiny spot in the trees. They do get another one here showing any rotation in, but the lane is going to be very close to their tower. Spectre is taking a lot of damage here. She's down to her last shared tango. The Tusk is smoked himself up. Queen of Pain is level 4. The Windrunner is level 5. Windrunner seems to be doing a little bit better than the Queen of Pain, 15 against the 11 of the Queen of Pain, but it's the safe lanes that's really big. The Gyrocopter obviously being the ranged carry against the Beastmaster. Beastmaster's not really going to be able to do too much against the Gyro. So it's 19 and 8 against 9 and 2. And Venge being chased out by the Tidehunter, but there's just nothing they can do against the Tide. The Tide was definitely way too tanky for them. Good pick. Sort of cemented their lanes. The Windrunner actually coming in here and shackling out. Oh, missing with the power shot as well. They might end up getting the Bane. No, they don't manage to get the Bane. Actually, a blink in coming from the Queen of Pain, and the Windrunner does manage to finish off the Bane, but she might end up going down for herself. The bottle not gonna save her, and she's gonna end up going down to the Queen of Pain. Managing to blink and scream there and pick up the Tusk. So it's a double kill actually for the Queen of Pain, just managing to kill off the Bane. So she's almost got those treads, and she does have her level 6, so when the next rune comes up, we're able to make some rotations with that Sonic Wave. The Tidehunter almost has his level 6 as well. The level 1 though is 150 mana. There's not too much else that you can do. You need to be pretty much full to use it. There's now a tri lane on here. The Spectre is going for the Dispersion build and definitely going for a fighting with the Stout Shield and Ring of Health. They're going to go for the Vanguard. Beastmaster almost got his level 6. Primal Roars, but it's 150 as well. But it is only on one target. Pushes everyone else aside. And actually the Aquila already out for the Gyrocopter, so doing a lot better than he was last game. Getting the farm at least, and Bane running right into this Tusk, who, yeah, just hits the illusions a couple of times. And he ends up getting nightmared here. The Venge has the stun, although the Tide has his ultimate, and he might end up popping it here, and he does. Gets the kill on the Venge, and the snowball's going to come out, but it's not going to save him. And he's probably going to end up going down as well here, and he does. The Queen of Pain picking that one up, and the first one was picked up by the Tidehunter with his ultimate. Very good first use of Ravage, getting 2 kills with that. And already that's a much better start for them, the net worth graph going up in their favour. I am not going to call them by that name. I'm going to call them by the name on the ladder. Untouchables. I'll acknowledge you. Yeah, I'm just paying attention to this. I only have a like one big screen instead of 2 sort of smaller screens, so the chat is not usually on top of it. Spectre almost has her ultimate, so she'll have that in a second. And there it is. So she hasn't died yet. That's a good thing, but 22 and 4 against a 38 and 10, especially when the gyrocopter comes online much quicker. He doesn't have his 6 yet either. He's been babysat quite a lot by the Bane. Team Enclave supports always tend to be a little bit lower, but they give a lot more to their carry and everything, although the mid lane Queen of Pain is level 8 against the level 7 on the Windrunner. Not too much, but the off lanes as well. Oh, Beastmaster actually killed off the Bane here. Used the ultimate. Just missed that when I was looking at everyone else. And he is already up at 1300. I don't know if he's going to go... yeah, he's going to go straight for that Necro Book. If you can get that out nice and quickly, you aren't able to kill off the Necro minions. They're way too strong. And if you do try and kill them off, then you will take a lot of damage. And actually, the gyrocopter is going to rotate down bottom. He has enough for his ultimate, and he does have his 6, so they might end up wanting to go in on the Spectre. And there is a bit of a back end on the Tidehunter. The Tidehunter is probably going to end up using Ravage here, and it is going to catch the Spectre, and the ultimate might end up coming out. No, the Tidehunter doesn't need to use it, and Dazzle ends up getting the kill. The Spectre ultimate was used, but they weren't able to haunt away quick enough, so they managed to get the kill. Did end up going on the Dazzle instead of the gyrocopter. He ended up popping his rocket barrage instead of using call down, but didn't really need to use it. It would have got him the kill most likely though. But it really looks like they're just going to try for the split push here. And actually they sold off the wizard staff, so he's probably, or the staff of wizardry, sorry. And he's probably going to end up going for a blink from the amount that he's actually stockpiled up. Unless he's going to go for BTs. But Tusk is here. I think he got pinged out. It might be his own team. I think they want to get a kill off on the gyrocopter if they can. Something to try and push this Spectre a little bit further forward. She's going to go for the phase boots. And then try and pick up that Vanguard as soon as she can. But yeah, Tusk ends up getting found. The Observer Ward is actually on the low ground, which is a bit odd. You see a lot more if it's there, but I think it might just be a misclick by accident. Trying to get it as close to the edge as they could. And actually the Spectre has gone way too far in here, and she's going to end up getting caught out by this, and the ultimate is going to end up hitting her, and she's probably going to go down here, and she does. The Dazzle picks up again though, so that was relatively lucky. And actually the Bane manages to catch the Vengeful Spirit out, and she is definitely going to go down. Yeah, the Bane's caught her. Gyrocopter's going to go on the edge. The Bane managed to pick up as well, so the supports are not giving any kills off to this Gyro. That's another 2 kills there. 7 to 3 right now. The graphs are going back up in the way of BSB or Untouchables. I might call you BSB, that's fine.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
But the Windrunner, oh, that power shot giving vision of the Queen of Pain. Stops for a second. Ends up taking the nuke, and will probably end up having to go back to base. He's actually leveling up the Shadow Strike. It's the 2nd level in it at least. The Tidehunter is relatively low here, almost up to his blink after having the arcane boots. And the Beastmaster is probably going for his blink. He's at 2.1k, gonna farm up this wave most likely, and then get himself the blink. Yeah. Most likely the side shop. But actually, the Queen of Pain, she has blink in 2 seconds, and she's probably gonna be okay here. Managed to blink down. Tusk did have a lot of lockdown there, managed to get the ultimate off as well, but the Windrunner didn't hit the power shot on her, so she survived. Beastmaster did pick up his blink there, so he has that blink initiation, especially good against the Queen of Pain because the fact that she has that blink away, you want to stop the blink. And it looks like he's actually posturing for something here. There is only Avenge. She's level 6 now, has that nether swap, but there's not any damage. You want to start, you know, throwing away, probably not throwing away people, but doing some damage around the map. Sorry, just reading chat again. Yeah, you want to give the Spectre some space because she's pretty underfarmed here. The net worth, she's very low. But if you give her that time, then she'll be able to bring it back. But it was the aggro try there actually did a lot. The Gyrocopter didn't have as many levels, but he managed to keep the farm. And yeah. So the Gyrocopter is the top of the net worth. The Queen of Pain is going for that Orchid. Very good if you're ahead. The Bane has nothing other than boots. Has that smoke. I don't know if they're going to use it at some point soon. It looked like they were all grouping together. Dazzle just has a mango. It's 14 minutes though, so what else do you expect? He does have the arcane boots though, so he seems to be positioned for. They're definitely going to go for a smoke here. I don't know if they're going to go in for the Roshan or if they're just going to push in. Luckily they weren't in range of that observer ward. It looks like they're going to aim for that middle lane. Either that or come up here. If they manage to pick off the Spectre, which is what they're aiming for, she needs to get back about now, but the ultimate is coming out from the Tidehunter and she's just going to be burst down. The ultimate does come out, but those illusions do nothing. So that's 2 ultimates coming out. The Bane doesn't actually have his ultimate yet. Level 5, but with being able to pick off the Spectre again. She lost 230 gold. She was saving up for that, what's it called, the health one again, vitality booster. And the Queen of Pain gets that kill. And the Queen of Pain actually went in there. She has a DD, so again she was just going in to try and scare them away. He gets the last hit on that tower, and the Spectre does farm a little bit faster, or at least she's been farming for a little bit more, so every time they leave them alone it starts going back down again, but they keep on getting kills and it's sort of slowly going up, and I can see this keep on going up and up and up. And once the tower is in account, that's going to bring them over, I'm sure. But in this middle lane, it looks like the Queen of Pain got caught there. The roar was used by the Beastmaster. The Tidehunter doesn't have his ultimate at the moment, and the snowball is being used, and it ends up... Yeah, he's gonna be... Oh no, he doesn't die off here. He's gonna be okay, and the Gyrocopter ends up going down. The Vengeful Spirit has stun up very, very soon. Actually swaps in the Bane. The snowball's used as well, and the Dazzle is not going to be able to get a kill, and that's a 4 for nothing. Which is huge. They were ahead, and that is 2870. Massive. 2880 actually. And that's actually going to make it in their favour. Team Enclave, for the second time after getting the 2 bounty runes at the beginning, it's actually going to go quite heavily in their favour, a 4 for nothing. The Spectre was not involved in that fight, was just off farming, is able to farm out the jungle, has the Vitality booster now, so is able to get the Vanguard out, has maxed out Dispersion as well, so with the Vanguard it allows you to, I believe it actually allows you just to take most camps without taking any damage, because of the, you'll be right in melee range, and it's 22% damage reflection, and with the Vanguard it's 75% block chance for 40, and the amount of health that you're regenning, yeah, the damage block just keeps you about the same health, and you're reflecting quite a lot of damage back, because it does the damage block, or the damage reflection before damage block, so it's what the damage would be before any reductions. Is reflected before reductions, and it's returned to the same damage type. So I mean, that's all physical against them, so most creeps I believe has 0 armor, apart from Centaur Conqueror and the Courser, they have 2. I think most have 0. Hawk has 5, oh. 1, no actually, most have some actually. Talking out Mars. Tidehunter getting shackled out in the middle lane, and yeah, his Kraken Shell ends up popping now. When you max that out, the fact that it's 450, that is quite a lot. It doesn't take much to end up cracking the Kraken Shell. He has his Blink though, and he has Ravage available, so if they're wanting to push further on this mid lane... No? Did they kill the Hawk? He's going for the Necrobook now. They went for the Blink. I haven't seen a Blink Roar really do too much. The Queen of Pain was killed off about here, which I believe started that 4-man killing spree that they did. Wave of Terror going out on the Tidehunter. He's gonna still have some armor. But they take out the Observer Ward straight away once it's pressed. And lots of wards being purchased. Spectre, after picking up the Vanguard, has just been able to farm out. It's going to be able to pick up Ancients now, and I think we'll probably be going for the Diffusal Blade. If you're going for the Fighting Spectre, oh wow, the Beastmaster is probably... yeah, he's going to get away there. Didn't want to pop the Ravage for that. The boar just being annoying. Huge amount of slow actually on this one. 40% movement slow. It's just nasty. I actually went for the Yasha instead. A little bit more of a farming item. Going for the... I doubt it was going to be an S and Y. We'll probably end up turning into the Mantis Style. Mantis Style allow them to stop the Queen of Pain with the silence once the Orchid manages to come out, which is only going to be in another 120 gold. About 50 now. Very soon. And they'll be able to blink in and silence out pretty much anyone. The Tusk is probably the one that you want to go on because he's been able to save people with the snowball, and he's spent a lot of the time in these fights very, very low. The Shackle comes out but doesn't manage to latch on anybody. And it looks like they're going to try and posture to kill off this mid-tier 1, but they're all 5 in this middle lane, and that's only really going to be better for the Spectre, who can just haunt in and ulti in and be in the fight whenever she wants to. Oh, and a huge Blink Ravage. That's 4 people caught out by that. And I doubt they're going to carry on any further with this, but they managed to get that 1 kill, and the roar comes out on the Gyrocopter, and the Gyrocopter's probably going to end up going down here by the snowball. Tidehunter doesn't have anything else here, and the Beastmaster's caught on the back end. He might end up going down. That's 3 kills so far already. The Queen of Pain is okay. Or she... Oh! 12 HP. The Phase Boots and the Yasha are up for the Spectre, but just missing with the Spectral Dagger. So that's 4 for 1. 2.1k. So starting to go in Team Enclave's favour. The Queen of Pain just getting out there, which is exactly what they needed. They needed somebody to stay alive there, but it looked like it was going to be a very good fight for the Tidehunter, and for the side of the Radiant, sorry, the Tidehunter getting that 4-man Blink Ravage. But they were all relatively spread out, so they just only managed to kill off the Venge to start off with, and she's pretty low. Doesn't have too much to her name. She's the 5 position for their team. Just has the Tranquil Boots and a Sage's Mask. Not really too affluent there. But Windrunner able to... She's got that Aghanim Scepter, and she's probably going to start going for some damage items very soon. And once that starts happening, if they manage to get a Shackle or Blink Roar on somebody, they're actually 3-man on this bottom tower. The Ravage has 30 seconds left until it comes back up, but oh, blink in, and this might not be what he wants to have happen. The Shackle could come out at some point soon. Doesn't manage to latch to anything. If he'd ran over there, he might have been able to Shackle onto the trees, but I don't think they would have been able to kill him there. The Kraken Shell, I think, actually takes off the Shackle, but they know that there's some sort of a ward there. The Sentry been able to take that one out. So quite an aggressive blink in from the Tidehunter, but he's very tanky at the moment. Has 48 damage block, and that's a big Ravage coming out. Although it looks like they're really just going to be able to kill off the Venge first. Oh wow, Ultimate coming out onto the Beastmaster. Oh, misclick. I don't know what that's about. But he didn't manage to blink. I think he actually ended up using his Necro Book instead of the Blink Dagger. Luckily I didn't catch that on the camera, so you're fine with that.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
But yeah, Spectre able to push out these lanes as well, which is very good. And she does end up actually going for the S and Y. She's not fighting too much. I think she could have been a little bit more greedy here. The Blink Dagger actually already coming out from the Windrunner. She's going to be able to position herself for those Shackle shots. And if you end up shackling somebody to the Tide and just end up wailing on them instead, it'll just stop the Tide from being able to counter stun everyone. But they're still going for this middle tower. The graphs are starting to go back up again. They got those 2 kills. So going at about 3,000 in favour of Team Enclave. But the Tidehunter is picking up the plate mail, and it looks like he's actually going to go for an AC. It's a little bit odd.
has fallen.
And Beastmaster pushing out the bottom tower with that level 2 Necrobook. He'll have the level 3 very soon as well. And once that comes out, he'll just be able to split push to his heart's content. The Spectre will be able to split push as well, but looks like they were actually going to try for the Spectre there. The Queen of Pain, so he's spending a lot of time 5-manning. They just need to commit onto a team fight. They could probably get a kill here. Was thinking about this. He's got 5 seconds on the Ravage, taking a lot of damage from the, or not so much damage from the tower anymore. Oh, the Shackle coming out, not being able to latch on the Gyrocopter, the power shot threading the needle. But still, it's just posturing. This tower is probably going to end up going down. There's not going to be anyone here to try and deny it. It looks like the Windrunner wants to try at least. Oh, the Shackle comes out, and actually the Ravage is going to come out on the Windrunner, and that's a little bit too far in. The Spectre ultimate comes out as well, but I don't think she's going to end up coming into this fight. The ultimate comes out from the Gyrocopter as well, so they do manage to get that out, and the BKB as well. The Vengeful Spirit's going to probably go down as well, and yeah, the Tidehunter maybe going to go down. No, he's got a lot of... oh no, he ends up going down to the Tusk. That's 2 for... they are ahead as well, so that's 1800 swing for the Radiant side, although the Spectre is pushing, and this bottom lane, the Beastmaster took the tier 3 and he's going to take the melee racks. This is definitely not what you wanted to have happened, although he ends up getting orchided up and he wasn't able to get the Primal Roar. But they gave up the... oh, managed to shackle the Dazzle to the Bane. The Dazzle's probably going to end up... no, he's not going to go down here. He might actually end up going down. And they're probably going to get 2 of these kills. That is not what they wanted. They managed to push in, did a little bit of damage to the tier 2 tower, but whilst that was happening, they just completely ignored the Beastmaster down at the bottom lane. He got a full lane of racks. And they're already going into Roshan. The Crystallis will be coming out for the Windrunner. Guardian Greaves are already for the Tusk. Once he starts getting a little bit lower, he's going to have that extra 15 armor and regen. Vengeful Spirit, very good for this. Gives the armor as well, makes it a little bit quicker to take out the Roshan, but not too much. Tidehunter still going for that AC. It's a bit of an interesting one. You tend to go for the... oh, God, just went straight out of my head there. Shivas, there we are. I was thinking of icy things. You do tend to go for the Shivas for the Tidehunter because he has a little bit of mana issues and you want to be in the middle of the fight, and the Shivas does give quite good debuffs against the enemy team, especially if they're right click carries, but they're not really right click orientated too much on this side. They have a lot of lockdown and they just want to burst. But the Windrunner is actually going to run in on this Tidehunter, and the Tidehunter's going to get caught here, but they do nothing to him. And the Spectre actually gets caught by this ultimate, but they're relatively fine, although the Snowball ends up taking them in with the Bane. And on the back end here, actually, the Gyrocopter's probably going to end up getting a kill on this Windrunner. The Windrunner does go down, but they do have the Aegis on them, and the Gyrocopter goes down as well, and that is a 4 for the Aegis. And the top lane's being pushed in by the Beastmaster, who was not there that whole time. The Necrobook helping him do this, and he's just going to end up taking another lane of racks, and the Tide is the only one that's there, and he's going to end up going down. He just blinks in and that's all he can do. A little bit of witty banter coming out, and not so witty, to be honest. He's just going to get stuck here. He could have actually taken that off the board by now, but decides not to do it. And they're just going to go for the Megas. Yep.
Radiant's middle barracks have fallen.
So they're gonna get Megas at 31 minutes.
Dire now have mega creeps.
And yeah, the blink on the Beastmaster not really doing too much, but it's just the Necro book. He ended up selling his blink. Just didn't need it. So yeah, congratulations to Team Enclave taking a 2-0 in this one. It is only a 2-game series, this one. So, but yeah, that was a very, very commanding victory once they got that. The Beastmaster just taking racks just for nothing, it seems. So congratulations, they carry on their undefeated streak. They're 14-0